So Tammy Abrahams is being linked with Forest. Welcome to your transfer news. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, we'll talk about these Tammy Abrahams links. We'll talk about a here we go as Forest get Bender through the door. So make sure you've liked and make sure you're subscribed and let's jump into it. Right, so I'll start. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't believe this. But the rumors are the rumors and the gossip is the gossip, and we are a channel that just brings you everything related to Forest. So let's talk this through, because I think a lot of people are messaging me saying, yo, we getting Tammy Abrahams. I don't know. Anyway, let's go into it, because why am I saying all this? Because this is coming from Footy Insider, who it would be like Ant starting a website and just writing about football. In fact, I'd give Ant more credibility if he started doing something like that than them. But they are saying that Forest are interested in Tammy Abrahams and Villa are willing to let him go for a price of £18 million, because they've got Mad Joe, who's come through. I think it's the kid that scored against, who did they play? PSG the other night. They feel they've got enough reserves in there, and therefore they can let Tammy Abrahams go. Now, Tammy Abrahams came back to them, I think it was last January, from Besiktas, and Forest were interested at the time. That was legit, in Tammy Abrahams. He came back to Villa. I think he scored like 3 goals in 17 or 18 appearances. He's just not that guy anymore. Like, he's still somewhat young. He's 28 years old. I feel like he's been around for donkey's years. I remember him scoring 3 or 4 goals against us in the 5-5 draw, and that was back in, what, 2017 or 18. So, like, I thought he'd be like 67 by now, but he's still only 28. He's one of those Jesse Lingard players. That's how I'd best describe him, where I think everyone's still waiting for the potential to come through, and it's like, oh, he's going to come into his prime. Oh, he's a young wonder kid. Oh, this, that, and the other. And then before you know it, they're 35 years old and done absolutely nothing with their career. And that's how he feels to me. I think he got a lot of hype in his Chelsea time. He had one good season there as well. Went to Besiktas. He's just not scoring enough goals. Now, is he going to be... I know some of you are going to do this with him. Yeah, but if he had to change his scenery, if he came to Forest, if he came under Glasner, Glasner can sort him out. And maybe, just maybe, he could, you know, be that guy. Yes, I agree with all of that. But are we in a position where we can be doing the whole if, but, maybe stuff? Why can't we just go out and get a striker who scores goals, who will come and definitely score goals, and bag him in? I'm now looking at Mateta as the best option. And then you're going to have all the Palace fans in the comments, oh, you're so obsessed with our club. Well, I'm talking about D specifically. No, Mateta doesn't want to be at Palace. Mateta does score goals in the Premier League. Yes, Mateta is slightly older. Mateta also knows Glasner. They work well together. Mateta was crap at Palace before Glasner turned up. Let's be real here. Glasner got into his head, unlocked him, turned him into a goal scorer. That for me would make more sense. And especially with Palace, you know, they just sell cheap. So he would cost probably 20 to 25 million pounds at a push. Now, okay, I hear it. There's the question of, would Palace do business with Forest because Marinakis is basically destroying their club? I get that. But Parish just likes money. He would take money from the devil himself. If it was offered to him. He doesn't care where the money source is coming from. So if Marinakis went to him, struck a deal, problem solved. That's what I would do. I'm not saying Tammy Abrahams is washed up. Well, I kind of am. But I'm just saying, why take a risk on someone we don't really know what they're going to do? And also, what about internal solutions? Why does Callum Mwendo get so overlooked? If you really think about what Callum Mwendo's done at Forest, more times than not when he's played, he's actually scored goals. Be it in the Europa League, be it in these friendlies in pre-season, be it when he went over to the Bundesliga, he was scoring goals. I don't understand what this whole freaking anti-Callum Mwendo thing is within the club or whatever. Use him. You could, if we're not going to get a renowned goal scorer, I would rather we just settled with internal solutions. I would go Jesus and Gibbs White in double 10 and put Callum Mwendo up front. And then I'd look at offloading either Chris Wood or Taiwo or both of them and looking to bring someone else in. That makes more sense to me than saying, all right, let's take another punt on another striker who may or may not come good, because once upon a time he got 4 goals against Forest, and once upon a time he was hyped up at Chelsea. It just doesn't make sense to me. And that's the whole thing with the Liam Delap stuff. I don't mind Liam Delap, but again, he would fall into that category of he's been Liam de crap for the last 12 months. Yes, if you could get him at a cheap rate, he would be in a slightly different category because he's still, 22, 23. Therefore, there is that potential. He's homegrown, he's English. There's all those kind of benefits to it. Glasner could potentially unlock him. Don't mind that on a younger scale. But when you're talking about Tammy Abraham, who's 28, to me, it just doesn't make that much sense. Now, I'm saying all this in light of the fact that I don't actually really believe the source. Like, would I be surprised if Forest are interested in it? No, because we were before. And at 18 million, it looks quite cheap. So it could be a cheap option, right? But I don't believe the source for a start. I just think they're like, oh, Forest, we'll link to them in January. Let me just chuck his name and put this together, put 2 and 2 and get 7. So I don't believe it per se. So anyway, get your thoughts on it on Tammy Abrahams. Would you take him or not? And let's move on. In fact, before we do, let's just have a quick word from the sponsors, just for a minute, guys, and we'll be right back. Just before we jump into the video, I want to tell you guys about how impressed I've been with Oxford Natural, because I've already lost £6. Okay, it's not the £100 Robbie has lost or the £40 that Michael Owen has lost, but it shows complete progress. Now, let's be clear, no supplement's going to do the hard work for you. You got to plan your lifestyle, but this has allowed me to do it. And the good news is now the Optimum Day has a new improved formula with 7 carefully selected ingredients. These ingredients include the likes of citicoline and lion's mane. This helps with that mental focus when it comes to match days. Natural caffeine and guarana give you clean energy, plus green tea extracts and berberine and L-carnitine support your metabolism. And on top of that, the Optimum Night has been improved with 6 ingredients as well. You've got magnesium, you got ashwagandha, you got L-theanine, you've got apigenin and lavender extracts, all to help you get that deep and supportive sleep. So instead of taking loads of supplements, bring yourself down to Optimum Day and Night with 13 carefully selected ingredients, and all you need to do is scan this QR code, use code FFTV, and you get 70% off your first order. Let's get back into the video. All right, let's talk about Bender. Bender signs at Forest, and that's what he looks like. Stephen Bender. I don't know nothing about him, I'll be honest with you. So let's see what Forest have explained to us about Bender. Bender has joined Forest. Forest is pleased to confirm the signing of Stephen Bender, who is, I still can't get over how funny his name. Anyway, who was joined on a 1-year deal with the club holding an option for a further year. Born in Stuttgart, the stopper joined the Swansea Academy in 2017 and made his debut in the Championship, blah, blah, blah. The 27-year-old has spent the past 3 seasons at fellow Premier League side Fulham and had 2 loan spells, 6 months at Millwall. I can speak to my Millwall mate about him. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. Bender moved to Netherlands for the second half of the season, joining Feyenoord in the Eredivisie. The German now heads to Forest to add to the goalkeeping contingent at the club. Siriano said Stephen is an experienced player who we feel will add depth and competition to our current group of goalkeepers. Stephen is someone who we know will work hard every day to push his teammates to keep standards high at the training ground, and we are sure he will fit in with the strong culture at the club. Everyone at Forest welcomes Stephen and his family. Even that doesn't really tell you much about him. Here's the thing, right? Goalkeeper positions are boring. I disagree about the whole adds competition to the goalkeeping spots. I still think we need like a 26-year-old goalkeeper who's going to come in and in the first season can deputise for Sells and then next season can become the number 1. Now, ask me who that name is. I don't know. I'm not that interested in the goalkeeper market, if I'm being honest with you. right? I would have personally, if you're gonna get this Bender dude, why not keep Ortega from last season, man? I thought Ortega was solid. I thought his distribution was better than Sells'. And I think we had enough debates on this channel with you guys to say, should he be starting ahead of Sells? So what was wrong with keeping Ortega? I don't know. Okay, you don't want 2 plus 30 goalkeepers in your profile, but it is what it is. Anyway, so Bender's signed. If you're excited about him, let me know in the comments. Make sure you check out Oxford Natural. Use the code FFTV for 70% off your first order. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the watch along tomorrow. Come on, you Reds.